What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I have a martini in my hand. Today we're drinking a dirty martini. Let's take a sip. My martini game this weekend has been on fucking point. I made one Friday before I went to the Tate McRae concert, and it was probably one of the best martinis I've ever had. And I just made one to sit down with you guys, and it is also probably one of the best martinis I've ever had. I have had a splendid weekend. I went to the Tate McRae concert Friday, had a little ramen night in Saturday where I watched a rom-com and I ate ramen noodles, sat on the floor, learned some interesting tea, and had a little self-care night where I did a face mask, a hair mask, and just really vibed out. It was a vibe. It was a great night. I feel like a good weekend always has some tea involved. And some tea was spilled. Some tea was involved. And it made me realize that there are some girls out there that don't know the rules in girl code. And I feel like girl code is something that is so important for all girls to be aware of. Girl code is 101 in my book. And I feel like all the girls need to be looking out for the girls because men are always looking out for the men. And if men are going to be looking out for the men, we need all the women to be looking out for the women. You know, as a girl, you need to be looking out for the girls. We hate the girls that are not girling for the girls, you know? A woman that is doing something for a man and it benefits the man over the girl, we're not a fan of that around here. So I thought it would be fun because I was spilt some tea, because I was told some information about something. And I was like, ooh, that is really against girl code. And I don't like that. So I thought it would be fun if we just went through some girl codes and, went through just a couple things that I thought of where I was like, this is girl code 101. Every girl should know these things. But in case some of us forgot, as it has been brought to my attention, we can just go over it. In case, sometimes we forget things. Sometimes we slip up. Okay? And that's okay. But at the end of the day, we need women supporting women. We need girls looking out for the girls. And that's that. So pour yourself a martini. I was like frazzled and heated about 20 minutes ago, actually. And I was angry and I was mad about girls breaking girl code because it pisses me off. But now I have a martini in my hands and I talked to some of my friends that don't break girl code and I feel a lot better. And I was like, I should sit down and just go through girl code because it's just so important. I think it's something that people can learn as well. Sometimes you can be in a toxic relationship or you can, get caught up with men sometimes and, shit happens. And you can be a little loco, cuckoo, gaga for the men. It happens. It's life. But you need to bring yourself back down to the girls. Let's get into it. So the first step, the first rule of girl code, to put it simple, is that you are always looking out for the girls. Always. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you are looking out for the girls simply because you are a girl's girl. When you are going to the gas station, when you are out at the bars, when you're on a date, when you are anywhere, when you're in the elevator, when you're leaving your apartment, when you're doing quite literally anything, you are looking out for the girls. And you are standing for the girls. Not for the men, you're for the girls. Okay? You're just, simple as it can be, you're looking out for the girls always and forever. And that is the most simplest way to put it. Is that girl code 101 is you're always looking out for the girls. Okay? No matter where you are, no matter what time of day, no matter if it's 6 a.m. or it's 2 a.m. after the club, you are for the girls and you are looking out for the girls, okay? Now that we've gone over that, I wrote just a list down of some things that we should know, okay? They are in a very random order. They were what I was thinking of while I was sitting here angrily. And I was like, these are for the girls. So the first thing that I wrote down is, if a girl asks you where anything you're wearing is from, you tell her. Let's say you're wearing an adorable top, an adorable skirt, with adorable shoes. And a girl comes up to you and she's like, I am obsessed with your outfit. Where is it from? You tell her. You tell her every single detail. You send her the link to the website. You give her your shirt. Just kidding. But if a girl comes up to you and she is like, I am obsessed with your outfit. Where did you get this top? Girl Code 101. You tell her where the top is from. You tell her everything about it. You tell her when you got it, where she can buy it, how she can buy it, all the information she needs to get that shirt on her body. Because that's what we do as girls, okay? When I see a girl wearing an adorable outfit, I need to know where it's from because I want it myself. And it's such a compliment for someone to come up to you and tell you that they like your outfit. So I've always thought it was strange when people have been like, I don't want to tell her where my outfit's from. Like, I want to be the only one wearing this dress. Like, I get it to the extent of like, maybe you don't want to wear the same dress as Veronica when just the two of you are going out. Like, maybe you don't want to be wearing the same exact outfit in one night out. But if Veronica is not going out with you and she's a random stranger asking where your outfit's from, like, tell her where the outfit's from. I've never understood girls that don't want to like give that information away as if their outfit is like one of a kind, you know? Unless your outfit is one of a kind, then you tell the person that, like, this was handmade, this is one of a kind, you can't get it anywhere. Then we tell them that so they don't spend hours searching online for this plaid dress. You know, it's a compliment. Don't ever take it as not a compliment because they want to wear the thing that you are wearing. So that is such a nice compliment that they love what you're wearing so much that they want it for themselves. So, number one rule, we tell the girls where we got the things we're wearing from. Okay? Rule number 2. This one is huge to me because this has happened to me multiple times. If a girl is wearing makeup and her contour, or honestly like any part of her makeup, but specifically I'm going with contour for this example. If something is messed up about her makeup, like her contour, it's not fully blended in, we tell her. We tell her, hey, you might want to blend this out a little bit. Or eyelashes. Something that happens to me a lot is my mascara will get on the top of my eyelashes when I'm out at the bar or just doing literally any activity. For some reason, my mascara is always rubbing off on the top of my eyelashes and it leaves like a little black smudge. And I hate when I am out and about and I've been out and about for a while and then I go to the bathroom and I'm like, why is there black smudge all over my eyeballs and no one told me? That's another rule. If you see a girl's contour is not blended in all the way, there's mascara above her eyes, there's lipstick on her teeth, her lipstick is smearing, whatever it may be, we tell her. And we tell her not in front of a crowd of people. We're not like, hey, Veronica, there is lipstick all over your teeth. We don't announce it to a crowd. We just tell her in a nice, kind, quiet way. Or we tell her like, hey, do you want to go to the bathroom with me? And then you go to the bathroom and then you're like, hey, you have some mascara on your eyes or you have some lipstick in your teeth. Or you tap her shoulder and you give her the little hand movement, you know, or like you give her the movement telling her that there is something that she needs to fix. Which a rule that comes along with this is we don't tell people things that they cannot fix in 5 minutes. This is like a rule that I live by. If someone cannot change something about themselves in 5 minutes or less, we don't tell them. Okay? For example, I don't know. I can't think of an example, but if someone can't fix something in 5 minutes, you don't tell them. I really wish I had an example of this right now, but I don't. But I swear there have been moments in life when someone has told me something and I'm like, I genuinely cannot change this about myself. Like, I wish you hadn't told me. But it's different than like a mascara and a teeth type of thing. I feel like you might know what I'm saying, you might not know what I'm saying, but if you know what I'm saying, that's amazing. But don't tell people things unless they can change it in 5 minutes and unless it can be resolved, because otherwise, they're going to be thinking about it all night. But rule number 2 or 3, whatever we're on, always tell the girls if there's something in their teeth, if there's mascara, their lipstick, anything along the lines of that, we always tell them. We help them fix it. We're looking out for the girls. We want other women to look their best. Just like we want to look our best, we want them to look their best. So just tell a girl in a slight, non-embarrassing way. We don't announce it to everybody. We pull them aside. We go to the bathroom. We help them fix it. If they need help fixing it, we are here for the girls. Next rule. If we see a man on a date with a woman and we look over and he's on Hinge or he's texting another girl in a weird way, when he goes to the bathroom, we tell the girl. We tell the girl, okay? This is a very specific example that I thought of because I just had a flashback. And there was a time when I was on a date with this man. It was a really weird situation, honestly, and it would take forever to go through. But basically, on a date with this man, and he was weird as fuck. He ended up like yelling at me at the bar. I think he had too many drinks. And he goes to the bathroom. And I was about to start crying, but I was trying to keep my chill. But there were tears in my eyes because I was just like, why is this man speaking to me in this way? And the server was such a girl's girl. And right when he went to the bathroom, she came up to me and she was like, just want to let you know, this man is super weird. He comes in here at least once a week with a woman like you, and he treats them like shit, and he does exactly what he's doing to you at least once a week with multiple women. That is girl's girl energy. If you see a man like this doing things like I just described, we tell the girl, and we don't tell her in a way that he's going to know and he's going to see. She waited for him to go to the bathroom. She came up to me. She did it in a very nonchalant way, asked me if I was okay, and was like, let me know if you need me, and walked away before he even got back. Anything along the lines of that, we go and we tell the girl in a nonchalant way, and we let her know that we are here for her if she needs us. It's kind of just the girly way of being like, this man's weird as fuck, or this man is texting other women while you are on a date with him. Or this man is on Hinge. When you went to the bathroom, he pulled out his phone and he went on Hinge. Like, he's a piece of shit. Run for the fucking hills. That is what you do. So if you ever see this, that's what you do. This one is one of my favorite rules because I see this a lot and I feel like sometimes people forget this one. If a girl gives you that look at the bar, at a restaurant, wherever you may be, if a girl gives you the look, I feel like we all know the look. It's the look of like, I'm uncomfortable, I need help. The look of like, just please look out for me for 5 minutes. If a girl gives you the look, we pay attention to the look. We pay attention to her and we make sure she's okay. I feel like when I've been given the look before, you give them the look back, like, I got you, girl. I'm looking out for you. And then if she's with a man, like, for example, the look could be given when she's with a creepy man and she's unsure, or she needs you to come save her kind of thing. For example, if we're like at the bar and a girl is talking to a man who seems a little bit too handsy, he seems a little bit creepy, you and the girl lock eyes from across the bar, she gives you the look, you give her the look like, I got you, girl. And then you can somehow like sneak your way into the conversation to help her out. You can be like, oh my gosh, your dress is beautiful. What's your name? And then you include yourself in the conversation. And then you tell her like, hey, let's go to the bathroom. And you guys go to the bathroom and you're like, I got you. Stay away from that man, So when a girl gives you the look, you help the girl out. You go to her. You do what you need to do. I feel like the look can be, There's a lot you can speak with your eyes. Eyes can say a lot. So depending on the look, I feel like we can just, if you're a girl, like I feel like the look, the vibes, and you just help a girl out when she gives you the look, okay? Whether that be like you give a look back of like meet me in the bathroom, like yeah, or you give a look of like are you okay? You just always are looking out for the look. And if a girl gives you the look, you help a girl out. Okay? My next rule, which I kind of already went over, is just the like when things like this are happening, when they have the makeup and the teeth, when you're giving the look, when any of that is happening, like we are never announcing it to a group of people. We are never announcing it out loud. Part of being a girl's girl is, for example, let's say someone shit their pants. Let's say a girl shit her fucking pants. You're not going to walk up to a crowd of people and be like, Veronica, you have shit all over your pants. Okay? We're not going to do that. If you see someone shit their pants, sorry, this is such an aggressive example, but I don't know. If you saw that, you wouldn't just announce to a group of people that Veronica shit her pants. You would be like, hey, let's go to the bathroom, grab her hands, and you go to the bathroom and you figure out how you're going to get the shit out of her pants. I don't know. But that goes for like anything along the lines of this. Like if her hair is crazy, like you're not going to be like, oh my God, your hair looks like shit. Let's fix it. You're just going to, slightly fix it for her. Be like, hey, Or if she has something in her teeth, you're not going to be like, hey, Veronica, you have a carrot in your tooth. Yeah, no. We're going to be like, hey, Veronica, let's go to the bathroom. Okay? So like, I feel like there have been times where people have announced these things really aggressively out loud, and then it like actually makes it worse. So being a girl's girl, part of it is like you do it in a nonchalant, chill, helpful way that's never going to be embarrassing the girl even more, because when you tell someone that they had something in their front tooth, they're going to be like, holy shit, how long has this been in my front tooth? Holy shit, everybody knew this was in my front tooth. You're already kind of embarrassed about it. So when you announce it to a large group of people and it puts the center spotlight on her, then everyone's looking at her tooth and it's kind of embarrassing. So part of being a girl's girl is you do it in a nonchalant way. Okay. Okay, next up. Part of being a girl's girl is we do not become friends with people that have wronged our friends. Okay? I am never going to become friends with someone who has wronged one of my very good friends. That's just something that I thought was common sense, but apparently it's not. So part of being a girl's girl is you don't become friends with people who have wronged their friends. You don't need to always hear both sides. If someone is your really good friend, you trust them, you believe them, and you are on their side. Okay? Sometimes in life, you don't need to hear every side of the story. I feel like back in the day, I used to be like, there's always two sides to a story. There's always two sides to a story. And I feel like sometimes I am still that way because, legit, there are always two sides to a story. Sometimes there's 5 sides to a story. However many people involved, yes, everybody does have their side. But sometimes you don't need to hear the other side, okay? And if you are really good friends with someone, you love someone, you would go to bat for them, they would go to bat for you, like this is your fucking day one, and someone has done them so completely disgustingly dirty, you don't become friends with that person. I've had friends in the past where they're like, well, she's so nice to me when I see her and she's so kind. Like, that's amazing and great. And I'm not asking you to be a full-on bitch to her, but I'm asking that you don't become best friends with this girl because as a girl's girl, you just don't do that. Okay? No one's asking you to be a bitch up. No one's asking you to be a bitch to this woman, but this woman has wronged me. And so as a girl's girl, as my friend, yes, of course, be nice, I guess, but don't become best friends with someone that has wronged your best friend. And I feel like that should be plain and simple clear. We don't need to know her side of the story. We don't need to know XYZ. What I do know, or what we know, is that she wronged your best friend that you care so deeply about that would never do something wrong to hurt you. We know that this woman hurt your best friend, and that's all we need to know, Sometimes you don't need to know the other side of the story to understand. and we don't become best friends with that person. Plain blank, 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 bah. Okay? Rule number whatever the fuck. If a girl comes up to you at a bar, at a grocery store, wherever you are, and she is pretending to know who you are, you pretend to know her back. You have been best friends for 37 years, even if you are only 20 years old, okay? That is probably a sign that this woman needs out of an uncomfortable situation. It's probably a sign she is like seeking help, okay? So if a girl comes up to you and she's like, oh my God, hi, I missed you so much. I haven't seen you in so long. And you're like in your head, like, who the fuck is this? It doesn't matter who the fuck this is. Right now, this is your best friend since kindergarten that you are so obsessed with and you are so excited to see. You know, as a girl's girl, you're not like, I've never met you. Who are you? Like, who the fuck is this bitch? No, you're going to like pretend that you know her. You've known each other since kindergarten and you guys are best friends and you're going to just pretend this is happening until like, you know, maybe later on you can ask some questions and I'm sure she'll tell you why she's pretending that she knows you. Okay? Like that is rule code number 101. The next thing is you do not sleep with your friend's ex-boyfriends or someone your friend has slept with in general, without asking your friend first. Okay? I thought this one was like super obvious, but if your friend, someone you often see, anything along the lines of that, you know that this is her ex-boyfriend, you know that this is someone she was talking to, even like a one-night stand type situation. If you know that your friend dated someone, talked to someone, or has hooked up with this man, you, as a girl, don't go sleep with that person until you get permission that that's okay. Easy? Yeah, easy enough. There's millions of fish in the sea, so I've never understood why so many people break this girl code sometimes. Like I hear about people sleeping with like their friend's ex-boyfriend or a girl sleeping with their best friend's old situationship and like their friendship ending because of this. And I'm like, there are a bajillion people on this planet and she slept with the girl's ex. Like she couldn't find someone else. Like there's so many people. Like how many people has this girl dated? Like 2 people, and you're telling me her friend couldn't just not have sex with those 2 people on this earth when there are a bajillion other people? Interesting. It does blow my mind that we have to go over this one, but if your friend has hooked up with a person as a girl's girl, you know, it's fine that you find this person attractive and you want to canoodle them. But as a girl's girl, you go to that girl and you ask them, like, hey, I know you guys dated, or I know you guys talked, or I know you had a one-night stand with him. I kind of find him attractive. Just wanted to get your take on it. Like, do you care if I try to canoodle him? And by asking, if your friend is like, yeah, I care, like, do not sleep with my ex, then as a girl's girl, you do not sleep with her ex-boyfriend. And if she doesn't care, then she's going to be really grateful that you asked permission first, you know? So do that. And as a girl's girl, you don't do this stuff behind her back. Which comes along with my next point. As a girl's girl, if you find out that someone you know is sleeping with your friend's ex-boyfriend, and she tells you, do not tell this said person. As a girl's girl, you tell that person, okay? Because you value her, you value your friendship, and it's just part of being a girl's girl is you tell the girl. I have just been learning so much information recently, and I just think it's so odd that people are still doing this. So, again, there are a million bajillion thousands of fish out there, as in men. I'm referring to men as fish. And, you know, I just don't understand why Veronica would want to sleep with her friend's ex-boyfriend or her friend's one-night stand or her friend's. You know, one-night stands are a little different, I guess, but, like, you still should just ask first, you know? Don't be slimy. Don't do things behind people's back. And if you're asking people, to keep it from someone and not to tell them, I feel like you know you're doing something wrong. As a girl's girl, don't sleep with your friends' exes, don't sleep with your friends' situationships, and if you're going to want to do that, maybe just ask first. Girl Code 101. Okay, next up. If a girl has toilet paper on her foot, you tell her. I think this has happened to me before, guilty. I have walked out of the bathroom, you're at a bar. Sometimes bars get messy. The bathrooms are gross and there's fucking toilet paper and it's wet in there, or like you just got out of a rainstorm and now there's toilet paper everywhere and you accidentally walk out of the bathroom with toilet paper on your foot. As a girl's girl, as a human being, honestly, you go get the toilet paper off of her foot for her. You're like, hey girl, you have toilet paper. If she needs help getting it off, you help her get it off. You, again, don't make this a big scene. You don't make it a big deal. You just get the toilet paper off and you go back to minding your business. You go back to minding your own business. So if you see a girl with toilet paper on her foot, let her know. Take it off for her and help a girl out. Rule number 1798. If you see a girl who is a little bit too drunk with a man who seems a little bit creepy or a little bit too hands-on, we help a girl out. As a woman, we need to be looking out for the other women, which basically that's what this whole episode is about. But if you see a girl that is a little bit too drunk and there are just like too many men around her, a man is just touching her too much, a man is just like way too up in her business for anyone's liking. She looks like she's not even fully comprehending what's going on. She doesn't seem like she's fully there. He seems like a little too sober to be doing what he's doing. As a girl's girl, you get her some water, you can take her to the bathroom, and you just look out for her. I feel like sometimes these don't need to be like huge scenes where you're like, oh my God, and you're like causing a ruckus, but like just be looking out for the girls. We don't want anyone to end up in a bad situation, and sometimes all we need is a little glass of water and you can give the man a little dirty look like, I'm watching you, sir. Okay? Because we've all been there where we have a little bit too much to drink. A guy looks a little bit hotter than he did 5 minutes ago before I took a tequila shot. And we just don't want to be taken advantage of. And sometimes we can get in situations and we don't want anyone in a situation we wouldn't want to be in. So look out for our fellow drunk girls because we've all been there. We've all had too much to drink. And sometimes we just need a reality check and a little bit of water and someone to like help us come to our senses. So just be looking out for the girls that seem a little bit too drunk. This one is major. This one is major. Nobody is left behind at the bar, okay? Nobody is left behind at the bar. As a girl's girl, if you are going out in a group of people, 5 girls, 10 girls, whatever it may be, you don't leave the bar until you know that everybody knows where you're going. We're all walking together. We leave no girl behind. I feel like I've been in situations before, unfortunately, where I've been at the bar with a group of friends and suddenly everyone's gone and I'm like, where are my friends? And I track them or I text them and they're like, oh my God, sorry, we left and went to this place. Like, oh my gosh, sorry. Shitty friends to have. We don't want friends like that, and that's not very girl's girl. The girl's girl move is we never leave a girl behind. Make sure you have all your friends. I don't care if you're in a group of 5 people or you're in a group of 10 or you're in a group of 15. Whatever it may be, you don't ever leave a girl behind at the bar. And accidents happen. Accidents do happen. So let's say you do leave Jessica at the bar. Everybody leaves. You're like, fuck, we left Jessica at the bar. As the girl's girl that you are, you and one other girl walk back together and you get Jessica. We're not going to make Jessica be alone and try to find the bar you're at while she's hammered. We're not going to make her cross streets by herself. get fuzzled by herself. Like, it's kind of overwhelming when you realize you're left at the bar by yourself and all your friends are somewhere else. There's also alcohol involved, so sometimes it makes you sad and you're like, everybody left me. Do they hate me? You know, just thoughts come up. It's overwhelming. So, being the girl's girl that we are, you and a friend can go back and get Jessica from the bar so that she feels loved and she doesn't have to walk and find you guys by herself, because no one wants to do that. So don't leave your friends at the bar. Make sure you have everybody and just look out for one another. Oof, this one is important. If a girl needs a hair tie and you have one and you're not using it, you give her the hair tie. Same thing goes for a tampon. If a girl needs a tampon, you give her a tampon or a pad or whatever it may be. Hair tie, this girl's really needing a hair tie. She's throwing up, whatever's happening. She's overheating. I don't know. She just needs to put her hair up. We don't ask questions. And you have an extra hair tie, you give her the hair tie. I feel like this is just like a rule we should all live by. You give her a hair tie. Same thing with the tampon or the pad. She needs it. You have it. You're not using it. You give her the tampon. We don't want to let a bitch bleed through her pants. I wouldn't want to bleed through my pants, so I wouldn't want another girl to bleed through her pants, you know? If you have guy friends, I don't have that many guy friends, honestly. I used to have guy friends, and I feel like I don't have guy friends anymore, unless I'm like forgetting about someone. But if you do have guy friends and they get a girlfriend and they start bringing the girlfriend around, you're meeting the girlfriend, you treat that girlfriend with respect and kindness, and you welcome her into the group with full arms. As a girl who has dated guys that have had lots of girlfriends, it is so scary sometimes to be the girl that doesn't know anyone in a friend group, and you start dating this guy and he's like, I have all these girlfriends, he's naming them off, he's been close with these girls for years, you know, all the things, and you're going to meet them for the first time. It can be really scary because you're kind of like, okay, I feel like these girls know more about him than I do. How good of friends are they? It's like kind of intimidating. It's just scary. So as a girl's girl, when your guy friend gets a girlfriend, you are going to welcome her in with full motherfucking arms and love. And, you know, I'm not saying you have to become her best fucking friend that day, but you just need to make her feel comfortable. Like, I feel like as a girl, we know how awkward it can feel and how it's scary to be welcomed into a new friend group. It's scary to meet your boyfriend's friends, especially like his women friends for some reason. It's more scary at times. So as a girl's girl, if you have guy friends and this is happening, just like welcome her in, no judgment, and just be kind to her, okay? And never tell her if you have canoodled him. I feel like I have been friends, or I feel like I have been dating someone and they've introduced me to girls before, and the girl has been like, I used to hook up with him. Like, I don't want to know that. So as a girl's girl, like, don't tell me that unless I ask. I don't want to know that Veronica and Jeffrey used to hook up for a year, you know? Don't tell them that information unless they want to know. You know, some people want to know. But just welcome them in with full arms and be kind to them, because it can be intimidating and scary, and we don't want that. If you dated a toxic, scary, vicious, disgusting, filthy rat, needs therapy, useless man, post him in that motherfucking Are We Dating the Same Guy group, okay? There are so many men that I need to post in there that I haven't. And, you know, I'm giving this advice and I'm thinking right now, like, why have I not posted all these men in that group? I should get on that. But I don't know where you all live, but I'm pretty sure, at least where I'm from and in Chicago, and I'm sure multiple other states have it, there are these group chats on Facebook called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And basically, you can post a photo of a guy that you have either dated, you're going out with, whatever it may be. You can post a picture of him in the group, and it's girls only. You have to like answer some questions to get involved. It's girls only, and you can post the man. And girls that know anything about him can comment down below. They can tell you if he's a shitty fucking piece of shit. They can tell you if he's really nice. Not often. They just give you what you need to hear. They can tell you if he sleeps with multiple women at one time. They can tell you that he fucked her and her best friend in the same day. They can tell you that he egged her house. They can tell you that he cheated. Like, they can tell you everything. So if you dated someone that is super disgusting and toxic and needs help ASAP AP, and you would never recommend this man to any woman on earth, you should post him in that group so that other women are aware that this man sucks butt and they shouldn't date him either, you know? Why are we letting other women go out with this toxic, manipulative asshole? I actually am gonna post everyone in that group chat after this. Ooh, and the best part is it's anonymous. It is anonymous. It's not gonna be anonymous for me if I go start posting everybody, because everyone's gonna be like, why is everyone Erica has ever canoodled in this group chat all at once? But just let a girl know, okay? Go post that toxic little dickhead in there and look out for the girls. Look out for the motherfucking girls. Okay, I feel like this one kind of goes hand in hand with what I've been saying, but if something needs fixed on a girl that we see out in public, for example, like her tag is hanging out, or any kind of wardrobe, any kind of hair, any kind of whatever malfunction needs fixing, we don't just talk about it with our friends. We don't bully and become little bitches in a corner that are like, oh my God, look at her tag hanging out of her shirt. No, we are never doing that ever. That's disgusting behavior. We are going up to the woman and we are fixing it for her, or just telling her like, hey, your tag's out, and going back to minding our own fucking business. You know, I hate a bitch that is like that wants, I don't understand how there are women out there that want other women to look bad. Why would we want that for each other? And I've seen it before. I've, been friends with multiple people, and, not all good people, okay? And I've been friends with people before where they say the craziest shit about other people that I'm genuinely speechless. It's just not cool or helpful to be making fun of someone for a malfunction they are having and giggle about it with your friends and be a little bitch. So as a girl's girl, go help the girl out, tell her what the malfunction is, tell her her underwear is hanging out, tell her her bra strap's out, whatever it is, tell her, help her look her best, and move on with your life, okay? Just look out for the girls. Okay, this one is really important because this has happened to me before. If someone accidentally photoshopped on Instagram, well, they didn't accidentally Photoshop, but if someone Photoshopped something on Instagram and it looks either one like fucking shit, or they are like me. I think I've told this story on here before, but let me give some backstory. So one time I went to the Cubs game. I don't even know what I Photoshopped, but I did something. And I didn't pay for premium. I downloaded the app that day to fix whatever it was I was fixing. I don't even remember what it was, but there was a little Facetune flag in the corner of my photo. And I fully posted this on Instagram for hours, which honestly, no shame. You know what? Yeah, guys. Yeah, guys, I edited something. I don't know what it was, but I did. And I posted it, and it had a Facetune flag in the fucking photo. And it was up for hours. It was up for hours until a girl's girl texted me and was like, hey, girl, I don't think you meant to post this with the Facetune flag. And I was like, you are damn right. I did not mean to post that with the Facetune flag. Thank you for telling me. And then I texted every single bitch that liked it. And I'm like, you're fake as fuck. Just kidding. Actually, not kidding. I probably did that. But, some people don't look at pictures as long as I thought. Anyways, if you see that on Instagram, if you see someone accidentally photoshopped and it's just really obvious, or there's a literal Facetune flag in the photo they posted, as a girl's girl, we tell them so they can take it down and they can repost that shit without it. You know, they can pay for the premium so it takes the flag out, or they can crop it out, whatever they need to do to look their best, okay? So if you see that, be a girl's girl and tell them, you know, we are always looking out for the girls. Ooh, next up. We do not ever post embarrassing photos of our friends without permission first. Okay? I hate a bitch that takes like the most embarrassing photos of you when you look your absolute worst and like is posting it on her Instagram or her Snapchat or something, and you're like, I have literally never looked worse. Like, why are you taking photos of me and why are you posting them? You know, like, no one needs to see me this way. So don't be that friend that is like, oh my God, you look scary, take post. Don't be that person. Nobody likes that person. Unless you get permission first. You know, sometimes it's like silly hee like I look like shit, I'm hungover. It's like a funny moment and I'm like, yes, go ahead and post that. Like we're laughing together. But don't be like the weirdo that is purposely trying to like make your friends look ugly and posting it for like attention or like whatever you're trying to do. You know, we don't want our friends feeling insecure. We don't want them overthinking a photo you posted. We don't want any of that because, again, like I feel like being a girl's girl kind of always relates back to ourselves is how I am kind of thinking of it right now. Like if I wouldn't want someone to post an ugly photo of me, why would I post an ugly photo of them? If I would want someone to tell me there's toilet paper on my foot, I should tell people that there's toilet paper on their foot. If I would want someone to tell me there's something stuck in my tooth, like I should tell people there's something stuck in their tooth. Like at the end of the day, it's kind of just being a good fucking person. But sometimes people need to be reminded of that. So being a girl's girl is just looking out for the girls the way that you want to be looked out for. It's kind of like treat people how you want to be treated. Point blank, period. But, you know, I could go on and on and on and on about what it means to be a girl's girl. I could name thousands of other examples. But at the end of the day, you know, as a woman, I think that it is just so important that we look out for other women. We look out for the girls. If you want someone to tell you something about yourself and you would want someone to look out for you, you look out for other people in that way. Don't backstab your friends. Don't be a slimy bitch. Always look out for the girls the way that you want the girls to look out for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope that all the girls are tuned in. And if you're not a girl's girl, I hope you fucking learned something and you can become one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm obsessed with you guys. And I will catch you guys next week.